Good evening. This is CTV News for Thursday, March the 28th. I'm Sonia Shrivastava.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Glad to have you with us.
Well, the county executive continues to push lawmakers to approve legislation for his school takeover plan. But the head of the Prince George's County Teachers Union says what Baker is trying to do is a cosmetic fix. The organization is lobbying lawmakers not to approve the measure. Our Denise Douglas has all the details.
When it comes to making progress in the classroom, Ken Haynes doesn't think Rashawn Baker's plan is the answer.
It's a cosmetic change. It's politicians, to me, it's politicians trying to look desperately like they're doing something for public education.
The Prince George's teachers he represents agree with him. He says in their monthly union meeting, 90% voted against it. The county executive has proposed a takeover of the school board, which would allow him to hire the next superintendent and give him control of the $1.7 billion budget.
We're looking at other cities, New York, Washington, Chicago, where takeovers have occurred, and we don't see any dramatic boost coming out of it as a concept. I don't think it's really helping kids.
And Baker's move comes after years of struggle to improve the county's schools. But Haynes says teachers are already making steady gains in the classroom.
So over the last decade, where we're up to a point where 8 out of 10 kids in the Prince George's County schools perform satisfactorily on state-mandated assessments. And for the county executive to step forward right now and call our school in a crisis mode it's hurtful to the employees who are already a little bit overworked and a little bit demoralized.
So to continue the progress that they've seen, Haynes believes money, not a takeover, is what's needed in the schools.
And so it's a per pupil spending thing that really is the biggest issue facing us right now, resources.
Denise Douglas, CTV News.
Now, Ken Haynes also says the teachers union will be testifying on 2 upcoming hearings, one tomorrow and the other one on Monday.
Prince George's County Council members get their first look at legislation to take over the school system, and they don't like what they see. Senate Bill 1071, introduced on behalf of County Executive Rashawn Baker, would change the way the school system is governed. During a county council work session, members discussed the charter and how it gives them the ability to use line item authority. But state legislators say any proposal to give the county council line item power over the school budget would be dead on arrival.
They're talking about a line item veto, but I want to tell you that is a non-starter here. While we on the Senate side may be agreeable to that, and we saw the amendment yesterday, the House side is not going to agree. And what I'm very concerned about and very nervous about is that if we press for that amendment to be added to the bill, it's going to create some problems for the bill's passage.
I think there's a frustration level that he sees in reference to being 23rd or 24th every year, while the school system in the state of Maryland is #1 in the country.
Do you yourself think that you'll support it?
I haven't made my mind up on it yet. I've just read the bill yesterday, and I want to be here Monday night to hear what other people have to say on both sides.
And the Senate committee is expected to hear the issue tomorrow afternoon.
Well, an 18-year-old University of Maryland student is arrested after allegedly trying to set up a sexual encounter with a 12-year-old girl. Akshay Rajshekhar of Salisbury already faces federal charges of child pornography in Wacomico County. Court documents say the freshman student got on Craigslist during his spring break and answered a post from an undercover detective. The officer claimed he was into incest and was willing to share his young daughter with Rajshekhar. Authorities arrested the student when he showed up for a prearranged meeting with who he thought was going to be the young girl. A university spokesman says she cannot understand why the student was allowed to attend class while awaiting his previous felony charge.
The Prince George's Work Group on Crime, Children, and Safer Communities meets for the first time in Upper Marlboro. Members include leaders from across county government, including the council, police, sheriff, school board, and social services. The group is tasked with finding solutions to address the recent spike in youth violence that has claimed the lives of 6 students so far this school year. Members say they're looking for long-term strategies that may require legislation with a focus on gangs and programs that incorporate both young people and their parents.
This is the beginning of just of a dialogue as to how we're going to actually go forward with this work group. The whole purpose is to look at issues that are surrounding youth violence and crime in the community. And as a legislative branch, obviously, our job is based on the legislative priorities and fiduciary responsibilities.
Being in contact with my deputies and getting a sense from them where our young people are and what they're feeling and the things that kind of drive them and their activities and their actions, et cetera, and so that we understand that. So from that environment, they provide information to me so that I have a better sense and understanding of young people at this moment in time in the year 2013 and kind of the issues and challenges that young people have from their perspective. And then to, in this forum, be able to bring some of that background information into the discussion.
And the group will present its legislative recommendations to the council by September 30th. Policy initiatives will also be sent to the Prince George's State Delegation for consideration prior to the 2014 General Assembly session.
Well, Laurel residents are invited to a community event tonight at Discovery Park. You may recall it's one of the several playgrounds damaged by fire earlier this month. Now, authorities determined that the fires at both Discovery and Emancipation Parks were intentionally set. As the city moves to rebuild, Discovery remains open and safe to play. This evening from 5 to 7, fire, police, and the mayor will be on hand with food, field games, and activities.
Community fun day here at Discovery Park, just to let the neighbors know that the park is open. You can see some kids are still playing at the some of the standing equipment. The Parks and Rec folks are going to come out with some games and activities to let everybody know that it's still safe. The park's being reopened. The mayor and some other officials are going to be here to talk to the neighbors and let them know what the plans are. And in fact, the mayor's planning a special kids town hall meeting here in the next couple of weeks, in order for the neighbors and the kids in particular to talk about what's going on, what they want to see in their park, and what they miss about the Discovery Park.
Now, the mayor hopes to have both playgrounds up and operational by late spring, early summer. Meanwhile, the investigation in the arsons continues. Investigators are working to follow up on leads, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact the city police department.